These guys have just been bloody everywhere. Somebody warned me to watch out, they can sting. I've accidentally smashed a few and I managed to avoid the spines, if those are actual spines. Not quite as far off the trail as I'd normally like to be, but you know, can only do so good in the dark. So I'm probably visible from trail. It's a ways up there. So my mileage yesterday wasn't that bad when you consider late start and all. It just felt like it dragged a lot more than the previous day. Some of that could just be, I mean, I've already done this trail on an average trail where I don't know what's up ahead. I'm constantly surprised by all these little areas. And here, I mean, the forest looks different. You know, this is fall versus I was here in middle of summer last time, but things like that bridge down below, I've seen it before. I've also been doing smaller books since I finished Wind and Truth, so I have a couple I've been saving for when things slow down a bit. So see if I can get a more exciting book and if that puts a little bit of a pep into my step. This next section has me going through a number of ponds. I think after Killington, the big mountains are pretty much done with. It's also kind of interesting how it feels like the shelters are more stretched out down here. And it's possible it's just there's more dispersed camping options, so they jam them together in the north end where it was more rugged. I don't really mind less shelters in general, but I will say it is convenient to have access to the privies. Digging a L&T cat hole out here is a challenge, even with my little douche shovel. If I had to guess, I probably have about a week left out here to make it down to Dalton. Obviously, depends how quick things go, depends how the Manchester stop falls, you know, how much time I lose around there. So I have not taken a 0 day yet. My goal is to not, I mean, when I have to drive from Dalton down to the start of the Benton Mackay, that'll basically be a 0 for me. But in general, Neros versus zeros are a lot more efficient, both cost and time-wise. I have even less beta on the Benton Mackay Trail. There is a far out and all that, but you know, I've been chatting with people as I've been hiking here, and a handful of people have heard of that trail, but it's a lot less known. And when I was on the overlap last time, I mean, I ran into a handful of people in the spring season, most of whom were there trying to avoid what they referred to as the AT hordes. I'm always kind of compelled to go do the lesser known things. I mean, like, that's why I was so motivated to go do the Condor Trail, because I didn't know anyone who had done it. I didn't know that much about it. I mean, that one I'd actually discounted the first couple of times I looked at it. My girlfriend at the time had looked into it and said, oh yeah, it's not really like through hikeable. And you know, there's a lot of things that aren't through hikeable unless you really want them. Heck, the Santa Monica Backbone Trail, which I've done twice, is technically not through hikeable if you look up online. Now, plenty of people do it. So for example, I came pretty close to the Pennsylvania Mid-State Trail because that was one that I just wasn't aware of. And the idea of making videos that share something cool and unique, ironically, the lesser known trails do not do as well view-wise, but they're more satisfying to do. See, again, like the Condor Trail, where there just wasn't that much out there versus, I mean, you know how many thousands of people have videos out there about something like the AT? I'm still going to do them regardless because it's more about me wanting to have those memories I can look back on. But like I said, there is something cool about it. When I did the Eastern Continental Trail, a good amount of early like pings I had from people when we were still a very, very, very small channel, was people who found it useful because there wasn't a lot of information on how to connect the Florida Trail with the start of the AT at Springer, for example. It is certainly feeling like fall out here. It's even a little bit cooler this morning. Last forecast I saw said it was going to start getting down below freezing at night later this week, I think. So this was the next known water source. It was flowing, but I try to avoid taking water from things that parallel roads for any length of time, just because I have seen so much trash, chemical, oil, stuff like that. Not to mention when it rains, some of that is going to wash just off the asphalt and down into the water. So I'll generally try and get a creek that is, teeing into the road, not running parallel to it. I did spend a little more time looking into water sources today. I have another creek that looks a little better in a few miles, and then seems like there's a reliable source at mile 13 or so I can fill up at. Okay, time to watch the bog water out of my filter. I couldn't remember how far south terrain like this extended. I remember hiking through a good amount of it. Caretaker. So I kind of think I remember this one. We were here in the pouring rain and waited out part of a storm. There was somebody else waiting it out with us who was caretaker for one of the camps around here. I think she was here to do the privy or something. So it is 5 o'clock and I've made all but 15 miles at the moment, which is far better than yesterday. I did leave camp earlier, but not that much earlier. I don't seem to be dragging quite as much. I do think I need to start upping the amount of food I'm carrying in my day bag each day though. So my plan is to fill up with water here. As near as I can tell, it is going to be dry up above. There's about another 2 miles of climbing. I will probably camp somewhere along the way. Unfortunately, I'm basically halfway to Manchester Center. I don't think I can get there early enough to be able to do everything, charge my banks, and get back to trail, even with the help of the person that's going to come meet me. And I'm trying very hard not to turn this into another expensive town stay. So probably stay up higher on this mountain and then tomorrow get very close to Manchester Center and then hope my friend can come grab me early on Wednesday so I can get in and then get out and hike at least a partial day. Okay, for once, at least for the last couple of days anyway, I am filled up early so I don't have to worry about when I want to stop to camp. Should be able to do at least another hour, get a good chunk up this mountain at least. Funnily enough, I'm having the opposite problem as usual. I'm actually gonna hold here just to keep my options open. Figured I might as well run up and enjoy the sunset for once though. Normally I'm either hiking, so I'm enjoying the sunset though, often in the trees out here, or else I'm in the tent. This is the first time I've had reception in a while, so I was checking on a couple of things. I normally avoid kind of bigger campsites like this because I figure it's asking for what I really don't want, which is company. But it's a pretty steep down climb from here, so I think this is going to be home sweet home. I actually went digging a little further from trail and I found this. Seems to be clear of any deadfall issues. And this is further from trail, which I prefer, so I think this is going to be home sweet home for me. This is another night where I would really like to leave the fly off, but that didn't work out so well last time. And similarly, there is no chance of rain, so I am going to play it safe and at least have the fly on. I just do it lazily and don't bother fully staking it out. At the moment, I really don't know how tomorrow is going to go. I could make it into Manchester and do the resupply, but I have somebody who was nice enough to come out and meet me, so I may have to do a short day and then go in the following day. Regardless, today felt good. If I can do 15, 16 miles a day, set up before dark, have enough water, I'm not wading through a bog or having to skip dinner, it's all good. Home sweet home.